Hello again, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, and today we're going to talk about 10 different ways to light up your landscape. I'm going to go through front yards and backyards, uplights, path lights, cafe lights, specialty lights, all kinds of different ways you can use lighting in your landscape to really make it pop at night, keep your property a little bit safer, keep everyone a little safer, and really just enjoy it, especially when you get closer to the summertime and you want to sit out there and look at all the cool things you have in your landscape. So let's get started with all the different ways you can light up your landscape. So the first one up is the most obvious, just path lights. Path lights are these low voltage lights that come in all different kinds of forms, from modern to traditional. They typically come on these stems. They can be anywhere from 10 to 12 inches high, and the idea there is to cast light down onto the path. This way you can really see where you're going at night, makes it a lot safer. There's lots of different styles. Make sure you check out the links in the video description to see all the different possible products that you're going to see in this video. But path lights are probably the most important of all the lights because they are where you step, and that's where they really help with adding safety to your property. Again, you can see some of them are more curvy and delicate, some of them more modern ones. We're going to look at a couple modern ones in just a second. And you know, a really good one like the ones you see in this video, they're going to cost about $100 a fixture, but they should last about 10 years. Now, FX also has some really modern type ones. So if I'm doing a more modern landscape, I'll bring in some of these for path lights, and there's also corresponding uplights as well. So these are really kind of cool little ways to light up the pathway. All right, next up we have uplights. Now, uplights obviously are lights that shoot light in an upward direction. These kind of lights can either be narrow beam or wide beam. It really depends on what you're trying to light up. For some trees, I actually like to use two lights, one on either side of the trees, kind of what you see here, and here's what the actual uplight looks like. And again, if you have a palm tree, you want a narrow beam. You can also use a wide beam to not only light up the tree as you see here, but you can also, it casts light on the house. As you see in the background of that video, we had an uplight on this shrub, but we're also using it to light the wall to really make this pathway to the house safer. Now, you see here we have a combination of path lights and uplights to really light up this walkway to the front of this gentleman's house. And there's different kinds. Now, these uplights are built into the driveway. They kind of wash over the whole property. Again, makes the property safer, makes it more valuable because you can really see how much effort they made into remodeling this house. Really beautiful. Next one we have wall lights. Now, when I talk about a wall light, I'm talking about a light that's actually built into the wall. Now, some of these are very subtle. They're built under lips. Some are a little more obvious. They're built to the face. The idea behind these is, again, to kind of light an area of the wall, and usually with steps as well. You kind of can use them in combination, as you're about to see with these next series of slides and videos where we have wall lights combined with step lights. And again, the idea is you're shooting light downward to make it safe to walk around at night. So step lights can be built into the sides of steps, or I'm built into the face of the steps or the sides of steps. Lots of different ones. And again, check out the links in the description to see how to do those kind of lights. All right, the next one I like to always talk about are water lights. Now, water lights are lights that light the water either from the side or from underneath the water. There are lights that are designed to go in the water. I've used those in water features where I'll put them under a waterfall to kind of light up the fall from the very bottom part of it. It's a really kind of cool effect to use those. But again, you can use uplights that you just focus down on the water as well. But there's what the underwater water light looks like. It's from FX. It's a really cool fixture as well. And so you can light them up, and then when the waterfall's pouring, it really kind of creates a cool effect. The next category I like to call these are specialty lights. Now, these tend to be more the 110 voltage lights. These can be lights on pillars, pilasters, hanging lights that hang down in a shade structure. all different ways you can add light to a landscape at night. Some are small and subtle, like you see there, and they can, there are a few of the low voltage kind as well. Like we had in this tree, we set it up with low voltage lights to light it up the tree with some really cool lights. The next category I call structural lighting. Now, structural lighting uses a combination of wall washing lights, uplights, downlights, lights that focus down on a wall or down on a patio, lights that you build into, say, a outdoor patio structure that kind of can light down, as you see in this one, where they kind of light down in the patio but also light the really beautiful wood structure as well. And these are some of the photos from the FXL catalog, so definitely check out that online FXL catalog to see these lights, because they're really neat from both FXL and Hunter Industries. Really great products as well. But you see how they lit up the house with both uplights and wall washing lights. Some of these have a little bit more color to them, and we're going to talk about color in lights in just a minute. So again, check out those products as well. Next is a really popular one lately, cafe lights, also known as market lights. These are lights that you can string from trees to kind of go over patios. You can also string them from posts like we did in this backyard. When you're stringing them from posts, it's always advisable you string them well along a cable so they don't sag if you have a really long run. So you see what we did in this yard is we used the post, but then we also strung the aircraft cable as well to keep the lights fairly taut. Next, we have lighting with color. Now, all of these fixtures you're seeing, these FXL and Kichler fixtures, you can add gels to them. You can also actually, and this is a very new product that came out in the last year, you can get LED lights with programmable color. So you can not only change the color, but you can individually control each light as far as making it red or blue or green. But this is the more traditional one, the old gels that you just insert, and they give that great saturated color. And again, uplights, downlights, the same principle, just now using some color. This is a tropical front yard over on the beach here in San Diego, and they use these tropical light colors to really give a really great feel at night. It really pops when you walk along the boardwalk and see this house with all this really interesting color, these purples and reds and greens, really nice saturated jewel tones. I think it really looks pretty. But again, there are newer fixtures that have this built into it, and you can change the colors constantly depending on the season. So it's kind of a neat little way. And here's a couple more examples of those color gels that you can insert into low voltage lighting to really kind of make the night pop as well. Last on that category are solar lights. Now, solar lights are really great if you have some area that's kind of far from available electricity but still gets lots of sunshine. You can install solar lights. Now, not all solar lights are created equal. The ones you see in this video are the ones that I installed for a client in Rancho Santa Fe, and they are really good quality glass lantern solar lights, and here's what they look like. And they work out to about $8, $9 in individual light there as well. These again are really nice and bright, not as bright as a low voltage light, but they still really light up a pathway really nicely. Now, solar lights aren't just pathway lights. There's also some fixed spotlights, which we used here in this pond to kind of light up the water feature. And then there's also kind of a really kind of fun little specialty solar lights. So one of the cool ones we found, and this was from Amazon, was this crackled globe solar light. So it's kind of cool because, again, there's no electricity in this pond area. It would have cost thousands of dollars to run power down to there, but the pond gets all this daylight during the day to power all these lights. So at nighttime, all these just pop on, and it really is kind of a cool thing. So solar lights are great if you want inexpensive electricity in an area that gets at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. And for example, this particular pond area, we had 30 pathway lights, 3 spotlights on the water features, and the 2 crackle globes. The total cost to buy all those lights with shipping was about $400. And so it's a really kind of neat way if you have that kind of circumstance. If it has an area where it gets shaded by trees, the solar lights are not going to be as effective. And again, just to kind of reiterate, solar power pathway lights are nowhere near as strong as a low voltage light. Here's a great comparison. You can see the really bright light in that video that you just saw was much brighter than the solar light. But again, solar lights have their place when you're working in a backyard. Well, that's it. That's all the time we have for today. And again, there are links in the video description on all these different lights. So make sure to check out all the links to get more information on the products you saw in the video, and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and got value from it. Make sure to share it with your friends through all of your social medias, and subscribe to get more of my videos in the future. Well, this is Doug the 2 Minute Gardener saying thanks so much for watching. We hope to see you again next time.